So it was announced a few days ago that Warner Brothers Discovery was purchased by Netflix for crazy money. It was something like $84 billion. But a lot has changed since then. And so let me just pull up what has changed since then for y'all. A couple of different things have happened, and I know people are kind of like confused, and there's a lot of talk about what is and what isn't. And so I'm going to give you guys what I have found, and hopefully that is helpful to y'all, because there's a lot going on. So one of the first things that happened that I saw, um, right after is the Trump administration came out and said some stuff. And so I know this is not political. I'm only giving y'all the timeline of what happened. And so this post is from Earn Your Leisure. It says the Trump administration has expressed heavy skepticism towards Netflix's proposed $72 billion acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery Films and streaming assets, a deal that would include the Warner Brothers Film Studio, HBO Max, and is subject to regulatory approval. The transaction has also drawn scrutiny from lawmakers who described it as a potential antitrust concern that could reduce consumer choice and increase subscription costs, of course. Paramount, Skydance, and Comcast had also submitted bids for the assets before Netflix secured the agreement, which is expected to close after Warner Brothers Discovery completes its planned spin-out of Discovery Global in the third quarter of 2026. A Securities and Exchange Commission filing shows Netflix agreed to pay $5.8 billion reverse breakup fee if the deal fails to obtain regulatory approval. So the Trump administration was not really digging it. And then some other stuff came out. Then people started talking about this hostile bid that Paramount launched. And they did launch a hostile bid. And so let's just follow up with that so I could kind of give y'all the timeline of what happened. And so this is from Variety. It says Paramount is launching a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers. Paramount Skydance has launched a $108 billion all cash hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, aiming to block Netflix's planned acquisition. Quote, Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders deserve an opportunity to consider our superior all cash offer. We believe the Warner Brothers Discovery Board of Directors is pursuing an inferior proposal. They ain't playing, baby. This big money shit. That's what they saying. They saying y'all little niggas can't fuck with us. We got bigger bread and we gonna come for it. So that was a couple of days ago too now. Like 2 or 3 days ago. And so this is the latest thing I found. This comes from Deadline a couple of hours ago. It says here December 10th today, when I'm recording this. Yep, today. And it says this was 2:06 p.m. So just a couple of hours ago when I'm recording this. And so this is the latest thing I was able to find. It says here, Paramount continues to take its case to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders after launching a hostile takeover to pry the company away from Netflix. Quote, Dear Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders, Paramount CEO David Ellison wrote in an open letter published today, quote, we are the best stewards not only to build long-term value for the asset, but also delight audiences and help cultivate a more vibrant creative community. We funded, founded, and then merged Skydance with Paramount and know the sacrifices and investment it takes to capitalize and grow a media business. I am passionate and dedicated to this pursuit, committed to putting my own money in. And that is why I'm writing you today. And so there's more. You could go read it, but this is where they're at. Basically, at this point, they're offering $30 a share to the shareholders and to the board. That's basically what they're saying. Yeah. Yeah. And so they're just saying like, yo, we're willing to give you this much and help us out. That's the long story short. If you want more quotes and more details, that's it. From that article is from Deadline. You could go read it. So I don't really have an opinion here. I see that a lot of people are complaining about this merger which is interesting to me because where were those people when all these other media companies merged together? Yo no sé. I don't know. So I don't really have a take on it yet because we don't really know the details. Things are still pending. So this is more to inform y'all than really express an opinion. I do think it's interesting. I do think it's not a shock that this is happening because once I saw the Trump administration saying what they said, I said, "Oh yeah," because Ellison is their man, and they want to make sure he get it. So this is not shocking to me, and we actually spoke about this before. If you go back on our YouTube channel, you can find when we spoke about Ellison, his ties to the government, his tie to the Trump administration, and how all of that is going on with the father and the son, etc., etc. So for me, it wasn't surprising, and I won't be surprised if that's where this ends up going because of the political connects, as Jay-Z once said. So that's really all I got for y'all. I just wanted to give y'all the latest update on what was going on with that because there seems to be a lot of things circulating, but not a lot of facts. So I tried my best to find the latest update for y'all and not just come up here and say Netflix bought him. It's crazy. So that's the latest information I was able to find.